Hey RizzotaBizzo, I just saw your video and I have to say you did an excellent job on those two bows. That was pretty good. About your bow that pulled to 78 pounds, I just wanted to let you know that you're not going crazy and you're not really weak. More than likely that was the correct weight. So a year ago, I made this bow. This is the same bow that's in my Impossible Bow video. And this bow here is about 48 inches long, and it pulls 70 pounds. Now, this is made out of 1-inch electrical conduit, so that makes it a lot weaker than the white plumbing pipe I found. There's a big weight reduction. But even so, this bow pulls 70 pounds. It actually pulls 70 pounds on the scale. So, if you can see here. So yeah, 70-pound draw. The main reason why I haven't made these anymore is because even though it's a really high weight, it's not that efficient. Shooting a 435 grain arrow, this bow shoots, which is 70 pounds, shoots as fast as this bow, which is the youth bow I showed how to do, which is only 35 pounds. Now the big difference in efficiency just comes with when you shorten the pipe to a certain extent, it just gets to this point where it doesn't want to flex. So you're forcing it to flex beyond what it wants to flex, and you just get a slower arrow speed, you get more set, the bow doesn't feel right when you shoot it, it's not comfortable to shoot. So I found that if you're going to be using 1-inch pipe, the shortest you want to go is about 55 inches, which is what my takedown recurve comes out to. And this bow too is 55 pounds at 28 inches. And this is about as short as you want to go for a 1-inch pipe. Now, to answer your question about the tips on the second bow, good job on the second bow, by the way. I really like the paint job you did. So, as you were showing, actually, I've got a bow to illustrate this. Alright. So, you can see the way you did your bow is more like this, where the string just barely touches the tip here. And this is fine, there's nothing wrong with this. This is actually a really lightweight youth bow. This one is made with 1/2 inch pipe. It comes out to 20 pounds at 28 inches. But back to this, if you can see, the string actually wraps around over the tip. Now what that does is, it's part of it being a recurve. What happens is that when you draw the bow, when you first start drawing it, the first part of the draw, right from here to here, the string is actually lifting up off the bow. So what that means is that you can actually feel it lifts and there's a bit of pressure, and then it drops, and then you've got the rest of the draw. The benefit for that is that when you release the bow, when it gets to where the string starts contacting the tips, it'll drive a little extra, so you get the main push and then a little extra jump at the end, and that just increases your arrow speed. For example, here's another bow, exactly the same as this one. It's 4 feet long. The only thing is that it has no recurve or any reflex in it. They're both 35 pounds, but shooting the same weight arrow, this one gets about 5 to 10 FPS less than this. So this bow is slower than this bow, even though they're the same weight. What that means is that if you're designing a bow and it's a little on the light side, you could actually recurve the tips to give it a little extra speed, which is kind of like increasing the weight, even if there's no weight difference. Or conversely, if you have a bow that's a little on the heavy side, you could make sure that it's completely straight, and that would drop its efficiency a little bit so that it hits a little softer. And I'll do some more videos showing how to figure that out and everything. Now, the string material you showed, it looked to me to be nylon rope, and that'll do just fine for what you want the bow or what you want the bows for. You know, they tend to rob a little bit of arrow speed just because the nylon will stretch when you release the bow. It'll stretch and it'll kind of take a little bit of that kick out of it and kind of lower the speed, which for Larp or combat archery actually makes the bows safer. So in that case, there's nothing wrong with using it, and nylon is plenty strong for this. To address your problem with the wax, the reason why I use beeswax on my strings is beeswax actually helps keep the string together. Now, I was going to do another video on fine-tuning a string, and I've got to put that up still, but in that video I explained that you can use candle wax to actually help your string, help your arrow release better, because beeswax is sticky. Candle wax is actually more slick, so that when you put it on the string and you're drawing your arrow, when you release, it offers your fingers a cleaner release because it slides off the fingers better, and then your arrow will actually snap off with less resistance because instead of it holding tight onto the string, it's got some lubrication and it just, you know, it'll go off a lot faster. So what you're doing with the strings is fine. As far as your shooting form, you know, you said how, you know, you draw straight back. Now what that's going to do is when you release, you're going to catch the entire inside of your arm like this, and you probably already know that. When I shoot, I tend to hold the bow a little bit outside so that when I release, the string misses the inside of my arm. You could also make an arm guard, like you mentioned. I'm actually going to show a couple videos on how to make a leather arm guard and plastic arm guard, just really simple stuff. And I might even show some videos on how to make finger tabs or finger protectors. As far as Larp and combat archery, I just wanted to show you these. Putting up the video now on how to make these. These are just really simple, I guess you call them boffer arrows with padded tips. So I show how to make these. And then, just because you said you had a 5-foot length of pipe left, I wanted to show you this. I've got a video up that I'm going to be posting soon on how to make this longbow. It's a little short for a longbow, but it's a 5-foot, starts off with a 5-foot pipe, and this bow gets about 35 to 40 pounds at 28 inches. And it feels really good, it's got good speed to it, but this is just an example of what happens when you get 1-inch pipe and you make it at about a little over 5 feet to 5 feet. So if it were longer than 5 feet, you could recurve it just to give it a little extra speed, but if you're going to make it full length, I would not recurve it at all, just to keep it at this weight and this speed. So that's all I wanted to show you. I can't wait to see what your 4th and 5th and 100th bow look like. So just keep posting them up, and you know, if you need any help, just let me know. So thanks for watching my videos, and just keep up the good work, man.